This is Jeff Young. I'm the CIO in residence for the Confer Group. And today I have Matt Briggs, who is the Director of New Business Development for Dyopath with me. Dyopath will be actually helping host an upcoming security event that will start on July 28th that I hope many of you will be able to attend. We want to take a few minutes here today and just let you learn more from Matt about Dyopath. So let's open up with this. So Matt, welcome. And if you could, please introduce Dyopath to our audience.
Sure. Yeah, Jeff, thanks for having us. We're really excited about the cybersecurity event and being a panelist or a participant. So, as far as Dyopath, we've been operating as an IT outsourcer since 1996. So therefore, we have 25 years of experience in the managed service, managed security, and ITO arena. We are co-headquartered in Chicago and Houston, with branch offices scattered across the U.S., so Northern California, Southern California, El Paso, Western Michigan, Washington, D.C., et cetera. We are privately held, which makes us unique, and have approximately 230 employees, 70% of which are technical in nature. So we've got a lot of firepower from a technical perspective. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention we're closing in on an acquisition at the end of this month that will bring our headcount to around 650 employees and give us a more significant presence up and down the East Coast and internationally. So in the UK, Latin America, Central Europe, and the Asia Pacific region. And then, as far as our 7 core practice areas, they're as follows in no particular order: advanced security services, and we'll hit on that in a little bit more detail in a minute. Cloud services like IaaS, BaaS, DRaaS, desktop as a service, connectivity services, education services, IT outsourcing, so think full-time or fractional staff augmentation, managed services. So our service desk in the US supports 430,000 of our clients' end users, and our NOC is co-located with our service desk. We've got thousands of network assets, servers, and systems under management. And then we've got our professional services or consulting services. And then just, a bit more, if you don't mind, on our cybersecurity practice. We have a comprehensive suite of services, incident response, assessments, custom security awareness training for high value targets from a hacker's perspective, program and policy tuning and creation via advisory services, and then our SOC as a service or extended detection and response.
Excellent. Thank you, Matt, for that introduction. And a lot of the areas that you discuss and that you guys work in are going to be topic areas in our upcoming discussion series. So that sounds fantastic, and very impressed by the size and depth of your organization. If you could, for the audience, can you introduce, or really just tell us what, not introduce, but tell us the target market.
Sure. Yeah. If you look at our current revenue mix, 50% of our revenue is derived from the commercial market segment, 25% from education, and then 25% from federal agencies, the federal government. As far as commercial entities that do business with Dyopath, typically, they're mid-market or enterprise, and we define that as a few hundred employees to thousands and thousands of employees. Our clients span 14 different verticals: energy, transportation, logistics, finance, healthcare, technology, professional services, defense industry base, so on and so forth. Our education clients really run the gamut: small, medium, and large schools and school districts, colleges and universities. It could be private and public schools. And then some of the federal clients that we've worked with: Department of Defense, Department of Justice, Health and Human Services, the FBI, Homeland Security.
Well, that's quite a base. So it sounds like your target market is anyone that needs your help, I believe. From what I'm seeing.
We have, to be honest, a little bit of a harder time in the S portion of SMB. That's not necessarily a target, but
okay.
certainly go up market.
So since you did mention that on the yes, what would be the starting income, if you will,
Yeah.
on companies for you?
So I would say by employee head count, 100, 150 on the bottom.
Okay, got it. Very good. Thank you. Would you want to share a success story, something recent that would resonate with our listeners?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we'll stick with the IT security theme and given the overall sensitivity associated with IT security, I'm not at liberty to name names. However, here's a synopsis of a current win. A well-known UCaaS or hosted voice provider was breached relatively recently. Another third party, I should add, was engaged to perform forensics and incident response. We were asked to engage on a security assessment once the breach was contained, really to determine current state, weaknesses, and then ultimately create a roadmap on what needed to happen moving forward to mature the cybersecurity posture. So I would say in advanced conversations with a leadership team, we really discussed an alternate approach. We felt that going down the path of a traditional security assessment, pen testing, vulnerability scanning, controls assessment, architecture and configuration review, wasn't going to be money well spent, based on what was happening at the organization. So we took the approach of running a virtual CISO advisory engagement in parallel with the rollout of a managed SOC as a service solution. So security information event management, next-gen antivirus, endpoint detection response, vulnerability management, network traffic analysis, and then obviously the people and process that we enveloped around that, right? It mapped really well to the MITRE ATT&CK framework, and we use the NIST cybersecurity framework as part of our MDR or XDR to dictate workflow. So this approach allowed us to have an immediate impact as we matured the security posture over 30 to 60 days by deploying advanced tools, people, and then obviously the process that goes along with that. But it also allowed us to help the client zoom out and create an overarching security program that mapped to managing the business's overall risk for an extended period of time. So we were pretty pleased that was our revised proposal, and we were ultimately awarded the business, and we're helping this organization out.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. I think you probably touched on it multiple times already, but if you can put in a few words, what would you say is the value proposition that you would want to share with this group listening today?
Yeah, we look at some key problems we're trying to solve in the market, and as you know, Jeff, most organizations have internal resources that toggle between IT operations and IT security operations, and that's a concern. That's an issue because you're putting, I'd say, relatively inexperienced resources on the IT security operations side in a position to dictate and drive strategy and tactics, and they might not be comfortable or have a lot of experience doing that. So that's a concern and a problem that I think we can solve. And why does this happen? There's certainly a labor shortage out there. There's different statistics, talking about unfilled cybersecurity positions. But these resources are also expensive, right? And building out advanced IT security capabilities is very challenging. So the value that we bring to bear is we built that, right? We're built to support organizations' IT security posture from the strategic side to the tactical side. And so we will deliver those tools, instrumentation, methodology, people and process, and help develop the plans and then execute tactically. And then the other thing that I'll say is, there's this fixation on tools in general. And we help organizations, like I said earlier in our case study, zoom out and look at things a little bit more holistically and incorporate people and process as well.
Okay, very good. Well, we're running out of time, Matt, but I do want to ask you one more question. Sure. There are a lot of competitors you have in the marketplace, as you well know. Tell me what differentiates Dyopath from your competitors in your mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So longevity in the space, we've been delivering advanced security solutions for 18 plus years now. So that makes us one of the mainstays in the market. That's allowed us to be, I'd say, battle tested and, tune our solutions and refine them to make them effective. Certainly our experience in the federal space, in the commercial and the education space. We've done things like host FBI's DNA.gov, their website. We've hosted electronic medical records for the entire ICE Division of Homeland Security. I could go on and on.
Right.
And then I'd say very metric driven. We've got 28 SLAs in our managed services agreement. And that's how clients really gauge if we're being successful, right, through SLA adherence. And then I would say that the last thing, Jeff, is we've got advantages of scale, certainly that we can bring into the market, but we're also still very high touch.
Very good. Well, we appreciate you taking a few minutes today with us, Matt, and introducing Dyopath to our audience. Look forward to our future discussions. And if anyone would like to get in contact with Matt, please get a hold of the Confer Group, and we'll be happy to make that connection. So, Matt, thank you again.
Thanks, Jeff.